Hey guys, it's Phil
And Emma.
from Daddy Daughter Hair Factory. For today's Simple Saturday Style, we're going to cover the fishtail braid. Let's grab the things we need.
You're going to need a brush,
A comb, a very tiny elastic,
some detangling spray,
and styling cream will help keep things smooth. Also,
a bow,
that'll take it to the next level
and a book.
to keep them distracted. Let's get started. Emma's hair is already in a ponytail. Let's just make sure we don't have any tangles. Using a little bit of spray and this detangling brush, just gonna brush it out. Things are nice and smooth there. Let's get started with a little bit of styling cream. Just a tiny bit, doesn't take much. This right here will help with the flyaways and keep your fishtail braid looking nice and smooth. Just work it through the hair. Very nice, okay. Now let's use the fine tooth comb and just go through it, smooth things out. Okay, next step you're going to want to do is you're going to separate the hair into two sections. I like to use my comb and part it right down the middle. We got two even sections, doesn't have to be perfect, but this is what we're going to start with. Now fishtail braid, let's keep it simple. It's just two steps, okay? You're going to move a small section of hair from one side, just like this. Use your fingers to smooth it out and toss it over to the right. And then from here, you're going to alternate hands and grab a section from this side. Using your fingers to smooth it out, you're going to toss it to the left. It's those two steps repeatedly over and over until you make it all the way down. Now, the size of the sections that you grab is not as important as being consistent with the size. So just go for the size that you're comfortable with. If you're short on time, you can do larger sections. If you want more detail, go for smaller sections. And as you can see, just taking it, throw it right over. Don't worry so much about getting it perfect on the first few tries, because at the end it still looks cool. And also another thing to consider too with the fishtail braid is it takes a few passes before you can really start to see the detail come to play. And this is one of those braids that towards the end it really makes a big difference. When you look at it, then it looks cool when it's finished. So it takes some time, just hang in there. Remember the two steps. You're grabbing a little bit from the outside and tossing it over, and a little bit from the other side and tossing it over. Just go back and forth. Like I said, we keep things nice and simple here. During this time, it's an excellent opportunity to communicate with your daughter. If if she doesn't have her nose in the book, use this time to communicate with her and find out about her day, find out about everything. You can even talk about fishtails. If she's discouraged about getting a fishtail in her hair, just let her know it's not a real fish, and I think they'll be okay. Now something that may help you out is as you're going through, if you want to, you can run the fine tooth comb just going over through these sections right there to help keep things smooth. It's not totally necessary, but I do find that by doing it, it can help the fishtail come out a little smoother. Just every few passes you can do it. Again, it's not necessary. And once you find the rhythm, this will actually go pretty quick. Just remember you're grabbing a pinch from the back and throwing it over. Something you may notice too now is that now that I've done quite a few passes, the hair kind of separates itself into sections, which makes it a little easier to work with. So we're tossing back and forth. Now I find this hairstyle, it's going to depend on the length of hair as far as the time it takes to do it. So if you are short on time, just go for bigger sections. It'll go pretty quick. If you do the sections too big, it'll end up looking like a regular braid, but that's okay. It's still great to practice, and we're okay with that. Just keep alternating these sides, remembering the 2 steps. If you forget your rhythm, just remember you're overlapping. So look for the last strand that went over and overlap it, just like that. But once you get your rhythm, it does end up going a little quicker. As you get towards the end, you may want to ask your daughter to get the elastic ready, just to help you out, or make sure it's close by you so you can grab it. The elastic at the end will hold the braid in place, and after you install that, you can work your way up, pinching the braid to even it out if there's some spots that maybe are a little lumpy. And as with most braids, just go until it's difficult to hold the hair in place. You know, you can't go all the way to the end, because especially if you're working with layered hair is going to be different lengths. It might be difficult to go much farther than you can. There we go. I think that's about where I call it quits right there. Let me get the elastic. Just going to put that right in the end. That's going to hold it in place. And then from there, I'm going to just pinch it out slightly. This is going to bring out the detail and also even out any parts that were a little lumpy. So that right there is a fishtail braid. To help take it to the next level, find a bow that matches their shirt. That's the best we could do.
Yeah.
But I think it looks great. And throw it right in the top. There we go. Fishtail braid, cool bow. Now your daughter's ready to rock the fishtail.
Spin me. I always go the wrong way.
No, I always go the wrong way. Okay, hopefully you guys learned something new. Try it. Don't be too hard on yourself if you can't do it. And fishtail braids are cool. And I promise once you learn how to do it, it's not that difficult. If you if you struggle with it, just do larger sections. Maybe start with working with damp hair. It's a little easier. Just make sure it's not too tight. And as long as she's happy with it, you'll be okay. Not Emma, your daughter. Hopefully you learned something new. Thank you guys for participating in this Simple Saturday style, and take care.
Bye.
Enjoy your weekend.